Last episode I built a greengrocer, a butcher shop, and a couple of apartments for the currently non-existent residents of my new town, which has really helped to expand the street. And today I want to try and finish off this corner over here, and probably round the back a bit as well, and just try and have at least one completed section of the town. Which means we need at least one brand new building, and a whole lot of work around the back here as well. We need to start adding fire escapes, a little bit of parking, some alleyways, maybe a garage or two, things like that really, just to kind of fill this area without actually adding more shops on that side. I don't want anything facing that way. This road here is more of a kind of a back road type thing. That way we can get this section integrated into the landscape, and we can maybe even get our raw food deliveries up and running properly, which is something we're going to need a new van for. And I really do want to get my bus route back up and running again. I think the bus is still stuck in that tunnel. It's been there for a very long time, which basically means we're going to need to put some phantom rail on this road so the bus can do a loop, probably add a new bus stop, but we also need to add rail underneath for the delivery trucks, which means we're going to have some very clever signalling to make sure that the bus doesn't crash into a truck, because they're actually going to be running on completely different rails, just to make life difficult for myself. And I do want to say a huge thanks for the positive response to these builds and what's been going on so far. People seem to really be enjoying the actual town build here, which is nice. And I'm sure at some point in the next couple of episodes, we're just going to have a blitz and get lots and lots of buildings down and just kind of, well, try and smash out a big chunk of the town. And I've had loads of suggestions for types of restaurants we should put in here, and I'm going to try and basically cover all of the different food types, which means, yes, there are going to be a lot of restaurants. At least another 4 or 5, and the first one of those, I think, is actually going to be on this corner here. There's been quite a lot of suggestions for this corner, ranging between diners and post offices and all sorts, but a post office isn't really going to be useful for me in this world, so I think we're going to do a diner here. A sort of greasy spoon cafe on the corner, I think it's going to look really good. But I feel like in the last couple of episodes, I have talked you through the build of these, and sort of, you know, just to give you a bit of an insight into my thought process. But today, I think it's time for a time-lapse. We haven't had a montage to the beat time-lapse in a long time, so let's do that. And hopefully when I bring you back, we'll have a lovely big building here, ready to sort out the interior on. Still needs some detail, but I'm pleased with the size and the shape of that. I've decided just to do this as a single-story building. I don't think it needs to have apartments or anything above it. On the inside, I've put in a checkered floor, we've got a lovely wooden ceiling, and we've got a bit out the back here, which is going to be the kitchen area. I still need to add all the air filtration systems to the roof and some bits to the side and lots of other detail. I mean, there's not even a sign yet. But first, I want to deal with this frame problem. It's really annoying me, and I think I've got a couple of ideas of how we can, well, improve the frames in this area. It's almost certainly related to all the particles being produced by the sprinkler system, so I'm going to temporarily disable that. And the other thing I know that causes frame problems are harvesters. Even when they're not actually in motion, just having them existing in the world like this, they're really not that great for frames. And the problem is I've got 10 in every single one of these greenhouses, and we've got 11 greenhouses. So yeah, we've got a lot of harvesters here that we probably should temporarily remove. Even having them turned off doesn't help with the frames, so yeah, I think they're just gonna have to go. But we've got so much food backed up, it's really not gonna be a problem. And I wanna know how much difference this is gonna make. I mean, currently when we stand here and we look around a little bit, look at that, look, we're dropping to 40 frames. This is not good. Cue the sad music while we destroy all our hard work. Well, the deed is done. Question is, has it made a difference? It certainly feels like it. Look at that, we're getting 140 what the? Ah! So with that, my advice is don't overuse harvesters and sprinklers. Don't do a birdie. Oh, that's so good. I've got all my frames back. Means I can turn my render distance back up. Wonderful. Oh, this is so nice. I can fly around again. And I can look in that direction without crying. This is wonderful. Now, before I finish off the outside of this building, I think I want to focus on the inside. We've got a lot of space in here. And my plan is to have a huge seating area over the majority of this. We're going to have a sort of service counter, I guess, over at this side here. We'll have a condiments table. And then, of course, down here, we will have our kitchen. And I think the best way to work this out is probably going to be by placing some seats and working it out from there. But we've only got brown seats at the moment, and I think I want to use some bright red seats in here. I think that's going to work better. Luckily, the wool is just over here. Yoink. Well, that took longer than I care to admit, but I think I'm finally happy with the seating layout. We've got some sort of big cubby type areas. We've got these little tables here at the side, and we've got a couple of tiny tables as well, just for couples. And I was a bit worried that the red might make it look like a fancy restaurant instead of a greasy spoon, but yeah, I think we're definitely pulling off the whole sort of greasy spoon diner look, especially with all the little bits of sort of texture and worn bits on the ceiling. Looking good. I do still need to sort out some lighting and some other decoration in here, of course, but we'll get to that later. What I want to figure out now is the counter, what to actually make it out of. So I want to make sure that we can actually get in behind the counter, and then the counter itself, maybe white concrete? Alternatively, I think there's actually this one, the white concrete panel. This might work quite well. Yeah, I think I like that. Now, before I go any further with the decoration in here, I think I should probably have a little go at, well, try and work out what we're actually going to be making in here, and try and get some of the create stuff up and running. Just so we're producing the meals, we can work out exactly how much storage we're going to need, which is what these little cubbies are for either side. And I'm hoping this is going to be enough space. But first off, let's work out what we're going to cook in here. I had a quick perusal of the menu, and this is what we're going to be serving up in here. Burgers, of course. It is a diner. We're going to have bacon and eggs and stuffed potatoes. And I'm hoping that this kitchen's going to be big enough to do those three things, but we should be okay, maybe. Next up, I need to make myself an ingredients list. And on looking at this list, we might not have enough room back here. We'll hold off on the stuffed potatoes and only put those in if we can find the room. We'll focus on the burgers and the bacon and eggs first, I think. Now, the final construction of a burger will be done in some mechanical crafting tables, which should be absolutely fine. We don't need to process anything for the onions or the tomatoes, but we do need to chop and cook some beef patties. We need to chop up some cabbage, and we're going to need to get some bread. But to be honest, we're already baking bread next door, so we might just steal it from there. Now, the first thing I'm going to need to do is to get all of this system hooked up so that they're actually interacting with each other. So this one here is the grocery store, and we can easily just link that up to the system here. But we also need to connect up the butchers, and I guess that means we're going to be going through this wall here. And I think we'll just run it straight down the floor there is going to be our best bet. And we can just attach the diner across here. And hopefully, if I just chuck this on there, something should come out. Okay, cool. That means it's all linked up. So the first thing I'm going to do is get the burgers chopped up and cooking, and I think I want to do that across this wall here because it's left a gap right through to the restaurant, and the idea is that from here you'll see stuff working and spinning and chopping and all that stuff. So yep, this is where we're going to do it. So if we were to have a slicer right there, then I guess we're going to want a depot a little bit higher up. In fact, let me raise this up a little bit, and we're actually going to use a belt across the back here. We'll stick that in across like that. In fact, we'll go one shorter, stick a depot on the end. I'm trying to work out how I'm going to do this and fit everything in, and I don't really know how that's going to pan out. So instead, I'm going to introduce you to Future Beardy, who's going to do a lovely voiceover and explain what it is I'm doing. Oh, I hate when he lumps this sort of stuff on me. Gee, right, so it looks like I placed a stove, and then I spent too long trying to remember how to make a skillet, but I worked it out in the end, apparently. I then made a depot basket hopper combo to make the cooked beef patties accessible, and then I jammed another belt on the back wall with a slicer for the cabbage, and added 3 more depots to retrieve the remaining ingredients. And I think we're pretty much there with all the ingredients prepped for the burgers. We're pulling through bread from next door. We've got onions, tomatoes from the greengrocers. We've got cabbage from the greengrocers, which we're then chopping up into smaller bits. Just makes it go a bit further, I guess. And we've got the beef coming out here, getting chopped, then gets fried in here and turned into beef patties. So we've got all the ingredients. We just need to actually construct the burgers now. And for that, we need 5 mechanical crafters in that shape, I believe, with some funnels on the back, filters set like that. And then we need 1 more mechanical arm that's just gonna put everything together, I guess. So put stuff in there and take stuff from all of those. And we'll just stick him at the back there. Oh, he can't quite reach those. Okay, we'll bring him forward, which means more cogs. It's just the easiest way to move power around the top here, okay? Don't judge me. And we need a cog there. Although, I might be better off putting that at the bottom here, because that way we can actually still get into the back if we need to. And look at that, we can conveniently just steal the power from there. Oh, I think I got everything wrong. Oh, geez. Yeah, let's turn this off. Haven't actually set it up properly over here, so that one needs to go over there. All of this happens. And for now, we'll just store the burgers in that drawer there. But we don't have any beef at the moment. But we'll just add beef into our system down here for now, and that should transfer everything across. And yep, it seems to be working. We're cooking up some beef. We're all prepped for a burger, and that should make our first one. Hey, look at that, automated burgers. So I also want to do bacon and eggs down here, and it does occur to me we're already cooking bacon and eggs next door, and we don't have a lot of space down here, so we could just craft them, I think. Sneaky, sneaky, which means all I need is a few different depots. One for bacon, one for eggs, and of course one for bowls. Just connect those up. Oh, looks like we're out of bowls. But that's something we're not actually automating, so I think I'm just gonna... that was a bad idea. Let's put it over here and lock it first. And then I'm just going to make a whole bunch of bowls and fill this thing up. That should do the trick. But now I've got to squeeze in another crafter. This is going to be a little bit tight. Well, it's extremely cramped back here. The working conditions are really not that great, but thankfully it's all just robots, so we don't have to worry about that. But we're making our burgers, and we're making our bacon and eggs. We just need to get them into a better place, because they kind of want to be accessible from up here. I wonder, if we were just to do that and have things go directly into the drawer slaves, they should hopefully just appear up here. Yep, there we go. Beautiful. Just got to hide this now. And some of these wall panels will do the job nicely. Excellent. And we can see the chefs cooking. We can see the knives doing their thing. Oh, this is awesome. I like that. We've still got a whole bunch more detail we need to put in around here, though. It's looking a little bit empty. Got distracted after reading my comments to the last video, and somebody mentioned about window transfers, and I think we can get this to work because we can, of course, use PNGs over here, and if we were to use something like that... look at that. That's awesome. We should probably have that on all the windows. Yeah, that's very cool. I like that. Anyway, that's not what I was supposed to be doing. Let's sort out the inside here. Although in saying that, Stam has just messaged me on Discord asking for my help, so I guess we're going to head over there first. Right, the question is, where is Stam? He's not... Oh, he's got a lake out here now. Look at that. Wow, this place has changed. Oh, this place is looking awesome. There's loads of new stuff. Stam? Stam?
I thought I heard someone. Hello.
Hello. Yeah,
hello.
You said you needed me. What's going on?
I did need you. Yeah, I lost my pants. And look at this. I'm so slow. I need Swift Sneak. And I was thinking, you know, you could come along. We could maybe bring Bruno.
Oh, okay. Well, what, and just do like an ancient city raid?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, that actually works out quite well for me because I do need to do like a clothes shop for all my wall stuff. So getting some armor trims, that'd be good. If I can get the silence armor trim, I'll come with you. Yeah, if you find the armor trim, I get it.
Fair.
Last time I saw him, he flew off in that direction.
Oh boy.
Yep.
So you don't really know where we're going?
Nope. That direction.
All right. I'll follow your lead then.
I'm lost. Look at this place. This is cool.
Ooh.
Fancy.
Bruno.
Welcome to my humble abode.
Oh my god, this is so nice.
I'm loving
Just
the
got it built, man.
loving the brutalist architecture you've got
piano?
going on here. This is very cool.
Thank you so much. I came up with that idea myself. So, why are you guys here? I mean, I'm glad I got visitors. I just got this place done, but is there like a reason? There's like some... Why are you here?
I lost my pants.
That's what
Why are you looking at my
stuff?
Thing is, like, why did you take them off in the first place? That's what I want to know.
Yes.
We're here because Stamo has lost his trousers.
I've lost my trousers.
He needs Swift Sneak. Yep. And I want the silence armor trim. So
Okay, and I want the, so I guess we're going to an ancient city.
Yep.
And you want me to go? Why?
because you're Bruno, you're good at this sort of stuff. And we thought it would be fun.
Yes, I am good.
Come and hang out. Afternoon in the dungeons. What more could you want?
Ancient cities are just too easy. We should do it with our jetpacks. This is just gonna make it a breeze.
Okay.
And I like a challenge.
Yeah. That makes sense. I mean, there is three of us after all. So no jet. We'll use the jetpacks to find the city, but then we'll take them off. One thing, Bruno.
Waystone's down here, right?
Yes.
It's very difficult to get to. Did you just say Waystone? Bruno.
No,
Bruno!
You promised.
I'm sorry.
It's literally right in the middle of your thing. You are not allowed a Waystone until you've connected to the main area, Bruno.
Yeah, I know.
Them's the
What
rules.
I'm about to do. I'm literally doing this on this episode, so it's fine. It's fine. Stam, you told me it was okay.
There's a mountain right there, so maybe we should.
Yes.
That looks
Start
like an ancient city
there.
mountain.
Oh, basically any big mountain
get-
generally has one, right? So
If it's a deep dark biome, yeah.
you've already
We're
gone.
going.
Right, yeah. Let's see if we
We're already
can
going.
find a way in.
Are we taking off our backpacks or jetpacks now?
No, I think we should. Once
we
we
need
get there,
to
maybe.
know if there's actually. Oh, there's deep dark. There's definitely deep dark.
That's
Oh, I
something
see
to
bricks. I see
bricks.
deep slate bricks, sir.
Yeah.
Look at the size of that city.
It's right here.
Oh, rather.
Right.
Do we set up our bed up here? Because I got a bed with me. I feel like
Okay.
we might run into some issues.
That's probably not a bad idea. You're probably going to run into some issues. You haven't even got any armor.
I think that one torch is it's enough, dude. You're
No.
holding both torches.
No. It's all about the pose.
Okay, I lost you all. I don't know where you guys are.
I'm at the
I-
chest that you were at a
I
minute
see.
ago.
Weird.
Oh, nice. There's another chest around here.
And a disc fragment. Exciting. I've not found anything good in any boxes yet. Oh, there's Bruno. I see Bruno. Hey, buddy.
I'm right here.
What happened to you?
Oh, Stam.
It's fine. It was pressure plate.
Why'd you walk on a pressure plate? I can hear a warden.
Uh-oh.
Is there a warden?
Yes, there is. Over there on the left-hand
Stam.
side.
Stam!
Stam.
Make noise! Beardstone, run.
No, what do you mean
Yeah,
make
yeah.
noise?
Yeah, we'll go this way, Bruno.
Stam, are you luring it? It's there! It's right there, dude!
Where?
Oh, yeah, it's just under your bridge, Stam. It knows where you are.
Oh.
He's watching you.
I told you to take a shower, man. I have 2 bathrooms in my house. Ah, silence! I got the silence armor trim.
No, really? Just gonna go see what's
I
over
don't have that
here.
for you.
Uh-oh, that was me.
Uh-oh. If you say so. There are more coming. There are tons of wardens, sir.
They're all coming.
There's another one here. Beardstone, stop, dude.
Never. By this stage, there are about 20 wardens roaming the ancient city, and Bruno and Stam had found the armor trims that we needed. Stam also had Swift Sneak, so we decided to leave. But we stumbled straight into a woodland mansion, so we made quick work of that, and also got the Vex armor trim. I then introduced Bruno to my grappling hook, and never saw him again.
Oh, dude, this is amazing.
Well, that was a lot of fun hanging out with the guys, and we've also managed to get ourselves 3 new armor trims, which is absolutely amazing. Exactly what we needed for our wool shop. Not that we're doing that today, but it's nice to be prepared. So, what I need to do now is sort out this counter area, sort out the rest of this interior, and I kind of want to get a bit of detail on the outside, which is probably just going to be some fans and air vents and things like that on the roof, maybe a few bits on the side too. So let's stick on some music and get this diner finished. Well, that should just about do it. I think I'm actually done with the interior in here. We've made use of some candles for sort of ketchup and mustard pots. We've got a condiment shelf over here. We've got plates and cups and all sorts going on the tables. But more importantly, I've actually sorted out the sort of counter area at the front here. I've tried to keep it nice and clean. We've just got a few extra condiments and things, a little bit of storage, some fridges on that side, and of course a lovely staff entrance. But this allows access to all of the back area. And to be honest, you can't actually reach the bacon and egg from this side of the counter. It's a little bit far away, but it's fine. You can still get burgers. I guess it just means if Stam or Bruno want some of the bacon and eggs, they're going to have to go behind the counter. But that's fine. I've also added a little bit of detail outside, just some sort of aircon units and things like that, with a bit more going on around the kitchen area, and of course, I'll put some stuff on the roof. But with that, I think Ruby's Diner is now considered complete. But what I want to do is sort out this back area round here, and I do plan on putting maybe like a small little loading bay, a bit of parking space, and just general back alley things, I guess. We'll probably get a couple of fire escapes in as well for these buildings, because currently, well, they are a fire hazard. The only entrance and exit is actually through the shops themselves, and that's not really ideal. I'm thinking it might also be a good idea to get a sort of couple of old storage buildings out the back here as well, just as if it's the overflow from the shops, things like that. But I don't know, kind of need to see how it pans out, to be honest. Let's crack on and see what we can do. And something like this is what I'm thinking. So I've only just sorted out the sort of base area at the moment, but essentially there's just somewhere for trucks to come in. There's places where we can put like the bins and things like that. And we've got space at the back here for a building. As I say, once again, it's not going to be a main building like these ones at the front. It's pretty much just going to be like a little storage shed type thing. I've also left space here so we can put an alleyway between some buildings, because there will be another building here, maybe another block out. I don't really know yet, but I am for sure going to be sorting out this bit here. And on this little corner here, it's a very awkward shape. It's a bit of an awkward space. I think I'm just going to plant a great big tree. Before we go too much further getting in all the details on this side though, I want to try and get in these sort of fire escapes that we're going to need. And I think the best way for me to do that is to head inside, go up to the appropriate floor, and find somewhere to actually punch one through. So for example, with this one, I think it's going to have to be straight out the kitchen, and we'll also stretch that up to the roof. This one wants to be at that level there, and I mean, it's only one block higher than that one. We could potentially connect them together. And here in the sandwich shop, we can probably get away with a door there, and one directly above it over here. So that's where they need to go. I think we can make this work. But my inventory is absolutely rammed, so I'm going to go get this sorted out and make sure I just come back with the things we actually need, because currently I am struggling to move stuff around. Well, that's the first fire escape in. I think that works quite well. We've got the ladder pulled up at the moment. We can even get onto the roof, and we've got access to both sides here. I did consider putting a route up onto this roof as well, but it's the diner and it's only one story. It really doesn't need it. But now I need to try and figure out these ones here, which are going to be a little bit more tricky, I think, because we're probably going to want to attach them, which means we're on 2 different levels here, but I think that'll be okay. That's the second fire escape in. I've even connected the roofs so people can get across at the top should they happen to be stuck up there, but I think that works quite nicely. It breaks up the back, and if we were to add a few dumpsters down here, that'll look pretty cool as well. But I do also want to add maybe a couple of back doors for deliveries, and in most cases I don't really have much choice on where that door's going to be. I mean, that one has to be there, this one will have to be here, this one there, and one for the brand new diner as well. So this one's awkward because, well, the ladder's there, so we're going to have to just shuffle this ladder over a little bit. Well, that's coming along nicely. That works well, but I think the next thing I want to do is to sort out this building here and the other boundaries. And for the boundaries, we could just keep it quite simple and use a fence like this, potentially, and a similar thing on this side here. And then we're going to have the building in this whole area there. So, yeah, just another small boundary here, I guess. All right, now let's build a garage. There we go. A short while later, we've got another building in. I've pretty much just used umber brick, strip stone, some cracked umber, and a little bit of the mossy stuff, but I think that works quite well. It doesn't really need to be anything major. It's not a focal point of the area. It's just something to kind of fill this space. So we've just got a bit of a garage. We've got an entrance at the side here, and currently, nothing going on inside. But that's fine. Let's just close that door, and I'm sure we'll put something in there eventually. Maybe. But for now, I need to get a little bit more going on out here. I think we pretty much just need maybe a couple of sort of big dumpsters, a little bit of, you know, empty boxes, things like that. Just general rubbish that you find around the back of shops, I guess. And probably a bit of foliage for some overgrownness as well. Something a little bit like this, maybe. I think it's working quite well. It looks like a sort of cluttered back of the shops type area, but we've still got plenty of space for parking, and we've got space for the deliveries to come in once I finally sort those out. I decided to only add one dumpster in the end, and it's almost blocking that door because it turns out there wasn't really a lot of space for dumpsters. I'd already put too many doors and ladders and things on the walls. But I like how that's come out. I've just dumped a load of random junk in it, but I think it looks a bit like an old sort of skip type thing. And I've also stuck a big one of AD's trees on this corner here, which I think works quite nicely. It certainly ties that bit together. I just kind of need to move the airship out of the way now, if I'm honest. But that has given me one completed corner of the town. The only thing it's still really missing is some street lights on the main street, so maybe I should do that now. Now, for these lights, what I'm thinking is maybe we can use some of this chiseled deep slate, and if we combine that with some framed posts and pillars, we can get a nice poles situation going on. Then how about maybe using a framed pillar for the light? I mean, it's better than a full block, right? But I think it needs a little bit more, so maybe just a panel on the top. Look at that, nice simple street light. I quite like those. Let's just get a couple more down throughout the street that we've got so far, and we'll see how we're looking. There we go. I think the street lights work quite well. Yeah, they certainly help tie it together. And with that, I think we're just about done. We didn't manage to get the delivery vehicle in today, but we can certainly sort that out for next episode. And, well, you may notice my brightness is down a little bit, and that's just because I wanted to see what this street looks like at night. I mean, have I actually applied enough light to the side of it? I don't really know. But to be honest, it's a bit brighter than I thought it was going to be. This is good. And it looks beautiful with shaders as well. Look at that. But sadly, that is all the time we've got for today. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves. I've just noticed I'm starving. Luckily, I'm by the food, so I'll sort that out. But I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye now.